The art of combat sports is built on the foundation of striking, and at the heart of striking is the punch. While it may seem simple, the punch is a complex weapon with numerous variations, each designed for a specific purpose. From the foundational jab to the exotic spinning backfist, understanding every type of punch is key to appreciating the science of fighting. We will now break down every essential punch in boxing and MMA. The most important punch in all of combat sports is the jab. It is a quick, straight punch thrown with the lead hand from the guard position. Its primary purpose is not to cause damage, but to measure distance, disrupt an opponent's rhythm, set up more powerful punches, and blind the opponent. A good jab is like a fencer's sword. It controls the space between you and your opponent. Boxers like Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali built their entire careers on the foundation of a dominant jab. In MMA, Georges St-Pierre used his jab to control distance and dictate the pace of his fights, keeping opponents at bay and setting up his takedowns. Following the jab is its powerful counterpart, the cross. Also known as a straight, the cross is a straight punch thrown with the rear hand. It travels across the body, hence the name. Unlike the jab, the cross is a power punch. It generates force from the rotation of the hips and torso, transferring kinetic energy from the ground up through the fist. It is one of the most common knockout punches in both boxing and MMA. The classic 1-2 combination, a jab followed by a cross, is the most fundamental and effective combination in striking. Boxers like Thomas Hearns were famous for their devastating right cross. Next is the hook, a semicircular punch thrown with either the lead or rear hand. The hook is a power punch that is most effective at mid to close range. It generates power from hip rotation and is aimed at the side of the head or body. The lead hook is often faster and used to surprise an opponent, while the rear hook is slower but more powerful. A well-placed hook to the liver is one of the most debilitating body shots in combat sports. Joe Frazier's legendary left hook was one of the most feared weapons in boxing history. In MMA, a fighter like Chuck Liddell was known for his looping hooks that could end a fight in an instant. The fourth fundamental punch is the uppercut. This is a rising punch thrown with either hand. It is most effective at very close range and is designed to travel underneath an opponent's guard, targeting the chin or the body. The uppercut generates power from a combination of leg drive and torso rotation. It is a devastating punch that can lift an opponent off their feet. A classic combination is a hook to the body followed by an uppercut to the head. Mike Tyson was a master of the uppercut, using it to knock out many of his opponents. In MMA, fighters like Francis Ngannou have shown the fight-ending power of a well-timed uppercut in the clinch. Beyond the four basic punches, we have the overhand. This is a semicircular, looping punch thrown with the rear hand that travels over the top of an opponent's guard. It is a power punch that is particularly effective for shorter fighters against taller opponents. The overhand can be difficult to see coming and can generate immense power. The legendary boxer Rocky Marciano was famous for his powerful overhand right. In MMA, the overhand was a signature weapon for champions like Chuck Liddell and Fedor Emelianenko, who used it to score spectacular knockouts. Now we move into punches that are more specific to MMA, where the rules and distances are different. The first is the Superman punch. This is a spectacular technique where a fighter fakes a kick with the rear leg, then brings the leg back down while simultaneously throwing a straight punch with the rear hand. The motion generates forward momentum and allows the fighter to cover a great deal of distance quickly. It is a flashy and athletic move that can catch an opponent by surprise. Georges St-Pierre was a master of the Superman punch, using it frequently to close the distance and surprise his opponents. Another punch that is more common in MMA is the spinning back fist. This is a technique where a fighter rotates 360 degrees and strikes the opponent with the back of their fist. It is a high-risk, high-reward move that can generate incredible knockout power due to its rotational velocity. It is often used as a counterattack when an opponent is moving in a predictable direction. The spinning back fist is difficult to master and leaves the fighter vulnerable if it misses, but it can be a fight-ending technique when it lands. Many MMA fighters have scored highlight reel knockouts with this spectacular move. Finally, we have the punches used in ground and pound, a situation unique to MMA. When a fighter has taken their opponent to the ground, they can use a variety of punches to inflict damage. These include hammerfists, where a fighter makes a fist and strikes the opponent with the bottom, fleshy part of their hand, much like swinging a hammer. This technique is effective because it can be thrown with power from a short distance and is less likely to cause hand injuries than a traditional punch. Another common ground and pound strike is the elbow, which, while not a punch, is a crucial part of a fighter's arsenal on the ground, used to cut and damage an opponent from a dominant position.